All right, which of the four options is this word problem? A new car is purchased for 18,000 and over time its value depreciates by 1/2 every 4 years. All right, so I did not see percent, okay? The key word I'm seeing right here is 1/2, but I did not see percent. So let me come back to my flow chart. Is percent in the question? No. Is the key word in the question half? Yes. If it's half-life, B is 1/2 because it's half-life. And now because I'm not going to do all the examples, in case it wasn't half, you have double, you have triple. So double is 2, triple will be 3, quadruple will be 4, and so forth. But I'm just going to do half-life. So B is 1/2. So again, you start off with the equation, y equals A, which is my initial, 18,000. B, which in this case now is 1/2. And then the power of X. Now, here's so I'm going to show you the shortcut for this, but before I do, let me just make it make sense for a second. All right, so it's saying that a car is going to start off with, and actually for this, I'm going to make a table. So at 0, my car is starting off with 18,000, right? And all right, then it says over a period of time it depreciates by 1/2 every 4 years. So it's not every year it's doing 1/2, but it's every 4 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4 years is going to depreciate by 1/2. So 9,000. Another 4 years later, so year 8, it's going to depreciate by half again. So that's going to be 4,500. So to write this and to figure out how to write this, we've made a little shortcut for you. Okay, so when you have 2 times in your question for X, calculate how many times half-life or double goes into the total number of years. So it's total years over half-life years. All right, so what that is saying is, if the question is, what is the value of 17 years? You see, now the problem is I got I have 2 times in my question, and I have to figure out how does this work. So it's half in every 4 years, and then what's the question in 17 years? So we could, of course, keep this pattern going. All right, so every 4 years, so at year 12, it's half again, so that's 2,250. At 16, another half. Okay, and then I'd have to calculate the year 17. Okay, so this will take a really long time. So the way you look at it is, how many times does 4 years go into 17? All right, that's going to give you your time. So if you don't know what I'm saying if you take your total years divided by the number of your half-life or your double or your quadruple or your triple, it'll give you the exact time. So my total, because it's 17 years, so my total time is 17 years, and my half time is 4 years. Okay, that's going to be my time. So I'm going to keep this table up so I can come back and show it to you. So let's go ahead and put this in. So 18,000, it's decaying at half. And how do I know it's decay? Because 0.5 is less than 1. Shift 6, 17 divided by 4. All right, so it's saying it's going to be about 946,000. All right, let's see if this number makes sense. So 12 is this, so another 4 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be 1125. All right, so does it make sense that year 17, it's going to be under 1,000? Yes, it does, okay? So this is the fastest way of going instead of having to figure it out mathematically. Here, you can just put your half-life or your double on the bottom and your total on the top, and the calculator will work it for you. All right, so now that we know that this is what it is, okay, what would make sense? Because it says round to the nearest. I'm just going to click out. Round to the nearest 100. So keep in mind, this does not have TH. So 100, not hundredth, but 100. Okay, so looking at your notes, for 100, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to say round, the number, comma, but this time you're going to say -2 because it wants the nearest $100. No decimal, but 100, like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, so forth. In this case, if I say round, and I want this, Control C, Control V, comma, -2. Think about it for a second. So count in hundreds. So I go 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Okay, so 946 is close to which $100? So you got 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. 1,000. So it's between 900 and 1,000, and $46 is closer to 900. That's why it rounded to 900. So be careful with $100 versus $100th dollar. All right, so that's going to be $900. And again, just to make sure that we understand this a little bit later, I'm going to say I put round. So I'm going to underline 100, rounded 946.00846, blah, 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 comma, minus 2. That way I have in my notes how to round. Complete example 4. Let's practice.